Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Top Gun Maverick continuing to win and probably pissing some people off in the process. Top Gun Maverick is earning its first major honor ahead of awards season, according to Screen Rant.
People are going to start.
They're going to be like, well, that might have made a lot of money, but it doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Because of the toxic men.
Because of the toxic men. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick made a ridiculous amount of money this year. It is the top movie this year. So far. And
it might get beat long term by Avatar, The Way of Water, and by Wakanda Forever. It may, but it's not going to happen by the end of the year.
I don't think we're going to pull up some numbers here. I don't think Wakanda Forever is personally.
It's dropping off a cliff now.
Yeah, and when Avatar comes out, it's going to cannibalize that audience. I don't think it's going to.
And they keep betting on Avatar. And I think Avatar is going to do well, but I just don't think the demand for Avatar is there like they think it is. I really, truly don't.
Yeah, because we'll talk about this. James Cameron saying that the only reason people don't know the Avatar characters as well as the Marvel characters is there's only been one Avatar movie. They all look the same. They're all blue cat people.
I don't know them. I never watched the whole thing. If I'm being honest and fair. It was boring to me. I just no thanks.
I thought it was boring. I like look. I've said before. I like the visuals. I like Pandora and Walt Disney World quite a bit. I just wish there was a better movie that took place in that world. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I like the visuals.
Well, I don't know if that's coming.
I don't think so. Everything I've heard is it's more of the same, but not as good as the first one.
Oh, but because all you keep hearing is the stunning visuals, the stunning visuals. That's all you keep hearing from like the critics. It's the stunning visuals.
The stunning visuals. So let's talk about the stunning visuals in the bank account over there at Paramount, because they got some stunning visuals from Maverick. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 282, almost 283,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Geeky sent this over. Top Gun Maverick earns first major honor ahead of award season from Screen Rant. Award season is underway. Top Gun Maverick has earned a major honor that can bode well for the movie's chances at an Oscar. An Oscar.
Yeah, so they're saying basically the National Board of Review announced on Thursday that Top Gun Maverick has earned the New York-based Film Association's honors for the best film of 2022.
The best film, New York-based Film Association, best film of 2022. The COVID-19 pandemic prevented many film lovers from making the trek to the theater.
2022, I'm sorry.
No, it did not. The people love it. We're going to be talking, I swear to God, this is what happened with James Bond too. They're like, James Bond bombed at the box office because old people were afraid of the pandemic. I'm like, this was after a lot of restrictions.
But they weren't your audience. They weren't your audience, right? Remember, you were gonna learn all those toxic boomers by making it a woman now.
They're gonna be blaming the pandemic in 10 years for a movie film.
For their bad choices.
For their bad choices. Like, we greenlit it during the pandemic, and I don't know what's going on.
Now they're saying that Top Gun Maverick was groundbreaking run, played an instrumental role in bringing back people to the theater.
Yes.
I think it's because too that they're like, well, it did so well because people weren't coming. It's like, but thanks to this movie, people came back.
Here's the thing. Top Gun Maverick, yeah, it was groundbreaking in the fact that you cannot use the pandemic as an excuse for your movie bombing anymore. Because if people want to go see a movie badly enough, they're gonna go see it.
And it isn't based on how good this movie is or bad this movie is or how toxic you think this movie is. The fact of the matter is, it's getting award because it's instrumental in bringing people back to the theater. And they praised the film because they said it was a crowd pleaser.
Yes.
How you give people what they want and they come. What a concept.
Is this a New York? This is a New York-based film association.
Here's a quote. If you go up here, it says, Top Gun Maverick is a thrilling crowd pleaser that is expertly crafted on every level. Tom Cruise, Joseph Kosinski, and the entire filmmaking team has succeeded in making an incredibly popular film that brought audiences back to theaters, while at the same time being a full-on cinematic achievement.
What?
That's hate speech.
That's hate speech. That is literally hate speech. So the National Board of Review's awards announcement is the annual reminder the award season has arrived. They said this might be an indicator how the Academy Awards voting could shake out in the spring. Top Gun Maverick could be a precursor for the Best Picture win for Cruise Kosinski. Whoa!
But you know what? Here's the thing: they're gonna whine and scream about is it going to get even nominated? Because you're talking about Hollywood people here. I mean, it's going to depend on, are they actually worried about, are the people, a lot of people, the rumor is there's a lot of people who agree that we should just be doing good shows and good films that have diversity, but it shouldn't be like the metric that everything's decided on, but they're afraid to speak out because they're afraid they're going to, get canceled. Yeah. So are they going to actually embrace this and go with it and nominate it? Or are they going to hide from it and nominate everything that they can under the sun that's diverse because they don't want to be accused of istophobia?
Well, that could be the case. Now, I will say they have a list of other movies that might get nominated.
A Way of Water will get nominated. It's Disney. I'm sure they paid lots of money for that.
I actually would 100% agree with Everything, Everywhere, All at Once getting nominated. Really good. I would. To me, that was my movie of the year. That was like the most refreshing movie I've seen in a long time. Squid King said it might be his favorite movie ever because it's so different, and we need more of that. We need more original stuff in the theater. I'll be honest, I did not expect Maverick to do as well as it did because I'm like, it's been how many years? How many years?
I remember we were seeing it and they're like, oh, that one's not going to do well.
Like Top Gun was a product of the 80s. I knew it was popular. It's still popular, but I'm like, this makes about as much sense to me as doing like another Breakfast Club or something. Like it was right place, right time. You can't replicate that. Or I was afraid it was going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be like The Force Awakens all over again.
Well, I'll be honest. There were a lot of things that it was kind of like The Force Awakens all over again. And the fact that it does repeat a lot of the story beats from the first one. Yeah. But then again, The Force Awakens did really well because it was nostalgia bait. This one did really, really well. And it was a lot of the same things people expected, and it was done well.
People didn't like it because it was patriotic and
yes. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, people
live in a time
you can't be patriotic for your country.
You're not allowed to be patriotic anymore. Come on. So yeah, that might keep it from getting nominated. Now they do mention Avatar: The Way of Water. We'll bring this up because the two movies that have the best chance, I guess, of unseating Top Gun Maverick at the box office for this year, for whatever. Would be Avatar 2 and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But I don't think Wakanda Forever is doing as well as
it's dropped off a lot.
And I think Avatar 2 is actually going to cannibalize that audience because people are looking for another mindless Disney movie and they're going to go see Avatar 2. I don't have any prediction for Avatar 2. I really can't tell you. I mean, like I said, the visuals are great. I know a lot of people like the movie. Obviously, they went to go see the first one. I don't get it, but it could make a shit ton of money. It will make a.
I think it'll make a lot of money. I'm not gonna say it won't. I just don't know if it's gonna do as well as the first one did.
Now, just commenting on this though, Bounty in the Comics had it that James Cameron says the only reason the MCU is more popular than Avatar is that there are more MCU movies. No. These are characters that have been around for decades.
People love these characters.
Multiple media, video games. Underoos. I mean, come on. But yeah, he's not doing himself any favors.
His stuff does really well, like Terminator and stuff like that. But more people probably like Terminator than they liked Avatar.
Yeah.
More people probably know what the characters from Terminator they do from Avatar.
Okay, so here that's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm looking at Terminator. Terminator was a huge cultural thing in the 80s and 90s, T1 and T2, right? But then all the sequels after Terminator 2 got worse and worse. They were less and less, received less and less enthusiastically by the audiences. They made less and less money until the last one came out and it was an absolute disaster. So, I don't expect Avatar to do as badly, but what I'm saying is just because your movie was a huge deal at a certain place in time doesn't mean that a sequel necessarily is going to do it, which is why I'm skeptical of Maverick.
Well, now they're talking too about like this movie they were going to plan like five more movies or something, and he even said they might only do 3 more at this point. So I think they even know that it's been too long. People are kind of over it. I think it's a wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah, well, he's even like there's skepticism in the marketplace around. Oh, did it ever make any real cultural impact? Can anybody remember the characters' names?
No, mostly they can't. Some people can. That's not true. Some people can.
Yeah. When you have extraordinary success, you come back within the next 3 years. He explained that's just how the industry works. You come back to the well and you build that cultural impact over time. Marvel had 26 movies to build out a universe with the characters cross-pollinating.
That's true, though.
So it's an irrelevant argument. We'll see what happens.
Well, he's not completely wrong. I mean, you can't, it is hard to compare. It's like apples and oranges. It really is.
Yeah, but then the flip side is, everybody, Iron Man was kind of a B-list character, but still people were familiar enough with Iron Man when the movie came out, and they liked Robert Downey Jr. But that's not the sole reason that the MCU was popular. For the longest time, the movies were pretty much good movies, or at least passable movies.
Here's my thing. It's been how many years since the first Avatar film? And, you know, you keep comparing Marvel to Avatar is ridiculous because a lot of people don't know the Avatar characters. A lot of people watch the movie, but they watched it how many years ago and they didn't watch it again. Yeah. And it's not like something that resonates with people that sticks with them constantly. The only reason that people are still aware of it for the most part, I think, was because of Pandora at Disney.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Avatar, again, was right place, right time. It was a visually beautiful movie that took advantage of IMAX and 3D, and a lot of people went to go see it for the novelty of it. But yeah, again, if you ask people to talk about the lore of it, like you're not seeing like 1,000 spin-off books and comics and games and all this stuff. I mean, you will now, but you know, if you ask people to really elaborate on the lore of Pandora, they're just like, get floating mountains and pterodactyls and cat people and people with mechs, and that's basically it. You know? So the other contender is Wakanda Forever, which they were kind of betting was going to beat Maverick. And I guess the opening weekend it actually did really good. But now if you look at it, well, here's where that Top Gun Maverick last month was at 1.4 billion. I think it's higher than that now.
That's global?
Yeah, that's global, and that's without China. Like now, they're going to have the benefit of
Avatar's getting China.
Avatar gets China. Now, people are going to go see it. I don't know, but Top Gun Maverick is top movie, 1.4 billion. Black Panther, when it opened, it was like 330 million. Now it's petered out. Black Panther now is
741 worldwide.
741, which is that's nothing to sneeze at, but it's not even at $1 billion yet, and it's been out for a month.
Yeah.
You know, and I think once Avatar comes out, I think it's gonna definitely decline.
Well, Avatar comes out this next weekend.
Yeah.
Not this weekend, but like the next weekend, 16th. Yeah.
So it's gonna do well. I think it'll probably eventually get to $1 billion, but it's
I don't know if Avatar can do that in like 2 weeks though. You know what I mean? Like they'd have to do it in 2 weeks or so to be by the end of the year to beat Maverick this year.
I think they were talking that they were gonna do well. I mean, Maverick's been in the theater forever too. Maverick, I think it's still in theaters and it's been out on digital for a while.
They released it like I don't know, a couple weeks ago. They released it again.
So we'll see what happens, but yeah, this is gonna make a lot of people salty. Oh my God, if Maverick gets Best Picture, can you imagine the salt?
Oh, that's why the reason I'm covering it is because it's gonna piss a lot of people off, and to me that's funny. I'm just doing it because I know there's a lot of people screaming on Twitter, and it's gonna make them scream more.
Oh, there have been more.
This is my way of middle fingering them.
I don't finger people. Don't finger people on Twitter. I don't care which finger you use.
That's for Tumblr.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.